Mathias Amougou was the latest prodigy to move to Chelsea, and at just 19 years old, he certainly fits the vision of the new owners, Clearlake, signing the best upcoming talents for the future. Now, this has caused a bit of friction amongst Chelsea fans. A lot of frustration came around this winter transfer window. In desperate need of a midfielder and having Andre Santos balling out at Strasbourg and Leslie Ugochukwu at Southampton, Chelsea fans were crying for a recall. But instead, they spent €15 million on Mathias Amougou. So I'm going to tell you exactly why they did. So let's start by looking at who is Mathias Amougou. Well, he's 19. He was born in 2006. He stands at 5'10". He's a midfielder, and he came through the Saint-Étienne academy. He was born into a football family because of his three brothers who currently play football, and he's also got a twin brother. He was born in France with Cameroon descent, but the French midfielder is a true embodiment of the modern football. Controlled ideology in the middle area of the pitch. He's a true metronome, building attacks from deep whilst having the ability to organise and screen, helping out defensively. Amougou does his best work between both penalty areas, which makes him an all-round midfielder. So what I'm trying to say is he doesn't have much impact close at the goal, but he doesn't do much last-ditch defending. So his job role at Saint-Étienne was protecting the defence and creating chances. And when I say creating chances, I mean playing the pass before the chance. Now, whilst at Saint-Étienne, his position was playing in the midfield three, left of a midfield three. And as you can see from his heat map, he has a large amount of pitch coverage. Mathias Amougou is a 6 and an 8 hybrid. At Saint-Étienne, he was tasked with the role of playing as a number 6, but he's far more than a number 6. He can function as a defensive midfielder, and he can act as a box-to-box midfielder. He's aggressive and solidity. He's high energy. He covers a lot of ground very quickly, and he's got a diverse skill set when it comes to defensive actions. He can tackle, intercept, and block. He's averaging 1.62 interceptions per 90 and a tackling average of 2.20 per 90. Amougou excels in defensive duties with his strong tackling, ability to press, and his ability to cover large areas of the pitch, and that's due to his high work rate and stamina. Now, one of the key attributes he does possess, and probably one of his best, is that he's quick, but he's also got unbelievable anticipation. This allows him to break down attacks, but also gives the opposition no time to react. We've seen it time and time for Saint-Étienne this season. That ability to anticipate exactly what the opposition's going to do, understand the tactical game plan, and have an extraordinary amount of awareness has allowed him to make some key interceptions, key tackles for his team. Amougou has a big zonal control. He's got long limbs, he covers the ground quickly. When you enter his zone, it's like a praying mantis ready stalking his prey. He's competitive, aggressive, and uses his speed to close down opponents quickly. He has long legs and extraordinary quick reactions with beautiful acceleration, which allows him to make interceptions consistently. But it's not just about interceptions. He's more than happy to engage with opponents, and this is why he posts extremely high tackle numbers as a result. He reads the game exceptionally well, and he makes good decisions on when to come out and engage and when to hold his position and screen the backline. One of my favorite things about him is how difficult he is to beat in one-on-one situations. Jockeys his opponent very nicely. He can push off either foot and change direction quickly. And once somebody does attempt to beat him in a one-on-one duel, he uses his upper arms and upper body strength to get himself in between the ball and the opponent. It's quite clever the way he does it because he stretches the rules of the game without giving away needless free kicks. Now, he does hold a fascinating style of tackling. When he engages, his length, flexibility, and body control are the physical base for his tackling style. You'll often see him hunch into a crab-like stance. From there, he can provide impeccable timing by using one leg to lash out and poke possession away. Amougou is always ready to engage. It's like he's stalking his prey with frightening calculation. He'll use quick, sharp bursts of speed to get close to the dribbler before deaccelerating and drastically shortening his steps in preparation to make a tackle. He's simply too big, too fast, and too accurate to let an opponent get away, which is why he's only been dribbled past 0.2 times this season. Putting that into context, somebody like Declan Rice has been dribbled past 0.5 times. This just makes him an incredible safety valve in transitions for his team. Now, his game's not just around the defensive work he provides, he's also extremely silky in possession, but I want to speak about his ability to find space because it is simply unbelievable for a player of his age. Amougou is so good at engineering space, always on the move, popping 5 yards in and out of space. He's like a number 6 who moves as a number 10. He's also a player that moves side to side in support of his teammates. He's that valve of playing out from the back. He helps with that initial build-up phase. He's often the player that will find space in between the lines of the opposition, ghosting into tight areas where he's happy to receive and progress the play. Now, when it comes to in possession and the technical side of the game, Amougou is outstanding. Technically accomplished, frightening agility, silkiness under pressure, and he tends to operate in the deep line play where the deep line playmaker would. But Amougou offers so much and just that. He's extremely comfortable with the ball at his feet. He glides across the ground, and he also trusts himself to keep the ball when he takes a heavier touch. He's got this distinct dribbling style where often he does take that heavier touch, but he's got the acceleration and the big enough stride to retain it. Now, even in tighter areas, he'll sometimes take a bigger touch than you might expect, and he does this to encourage the press. He baits the opposition so he can move the ball around them and take them completely out the equation. Now, this does come with an element of risk, but Amougou's tackling instincts tend to take over, and that's why he wins the ball back after a heavier touch. Now, also at times this can be an issue because being prone to dribbling aimlessly, he'll take off in directions where he shouldn't really. That won't necessarily be the best course to benefit the team, but the way he's able just to glide past opponents is absolutely beautiful. One of my favourite things about him, he's already perfected the art of receiving, always facing forward, always receiving on the back foot. He's comfortable on both feet, and he's got this unique ability to pivot his stance to open up new passing angles in playing a pass in one singular motion. There's many players out there that receive on the half turn. It's not a unique thing in football, but swiveling and passing at the same time is something you don't see very often. So he does possess this relentless but excellent nature to turn and face play whenever possible. His ability on the ball allows him to dictate his team's play. Because he's got that intelligent positioning, means he's not often caught out in possession. This allows him to showcase his expansive passing range, moving the ball side to side but always playing forwards, switching the play, and he's also got this unique ability to send the ball over 20 meters along the ground. He's also got this unique ability to play the reverse pass across his body or curve the ball around the corner, which just highlights his vision on the ball. So what I'm trying to say is Amougou is slowly becoming a well-rounded midfielder, whether that be closing down space to stop opposition's attacks or aggressively jumping into challenges or helping facilitate attacks by playing out from the back. But like every young footballer, they all come with their weaknesses, and Amougou is no different. So I have put together some areas of improvement. One is physicality. I think if he was to transfer into the Premier League, I know he's going to go to Strasbourg on a loan next season, but if he was to get game time in the Premier League, the use of his body a bit better would help him in duels. His technique when making attempts to win the ball could also improve. He has a tendency to use his only stronger foot. This can sometimes lead him into poor body position, leaving him too square on and opening space for the opposition to drive through. His eagerness to try and win the ball back can also come at a cost, forcing play into dangerous areas, and also he would have to improve aerially. So by all means, Amougou is not the finished article. At just 19 years old, with not much experience on the senior stage, he's definitely not the finished article, and there is some coaching and development that is needed. However, the tools, the profile is perfect for an Enzo Maresca system. Enzo Maresca wants his midfielders to be sharp, anticipating play out of possession whilst also being competitive, but also having that guile in possession, and Amougou certainly has that. So I've actually enjoyed doing this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. So if you have, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on another episode, because there's going to be plenty more scout reports coming. So make sure you stay in tune, hit that notification button while you're at it, and until next time, up the Chels.